throws so shame the disobedience, turned their hearts to stone, rejected the truth, lost in the zone, not paying rent in Hades' bone home.
Greetings.
Crackheads, no shelter in the night, underworld gates, that eternal fright, denials echo through torturous flight, only face facts could have saved their plight. Lightning crack, no way back, lost souls on brimstone track, ignorance, gotta pay the toll, Zeus truth or face the dole. Charon's boats too full to float, whales of the foolish on the underworld moat, denied Olympian, decree now they don't, eternal chains, no antidote. Gods convene, truth unseen, demigods whisper, lost souls scream, follow the path or drown in the stream, Zeus wrath, a cruel dream. Strings of torment echo loud, lost in sulfur, desperate crowd, Zeus watches from Olympus cloud, rejected truth, their fates avowed.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Convene, no way back.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Brimstone track, ignorance, gotta pay the toll, or face the dole. Charon's boats too full to float, wheels of the foolish on the
All right, let's get this show started.
eternal chains, no antidote.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Zeus, aka Mr. Cross. Yeah. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy. I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful.
Good morning, Jess. How are you doing?
Play the game, man. You better know
Right,
your
guy.
options.
Good
Don't
morning.
try to
How are you
photocopy when
doing?
You out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy. I ain't even had my
Time
coffee.
to show and prove, show you what I've been
Billy
doing.
Chica. Oh, Mr. Nice Guy, it's a pleasure to have you here, but unfortunately, it's not going to be anything you enjoy being a part of. When are you going to clean up your act? Seriously. Alright, you know, people evolve over time and it's supposed to get better, right? I don't know what's going on with all these Trump supporters.
I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama and give it my all and follow through on what I promise. And even if I fail,
At least I was honest. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Hi. That's my favorite part. This is for you, Mr. Nice Guy. Don't try to photocopy.
You can never top me.
You can never top me. You're
You're
voting for Harris? All right, that's a great vote. Connie McDaniel, good morning. Bama, good morning.
You can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings.
Mexican Guru, how are you doing, brother? How are you doing? All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and kill the music. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Once again, well, listen, I am Hanson. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. Isn't that right, TJ Mars? Good morning. We are here once again to do the Lord's work. All right, but before we get into that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. The second H is because I am humble. And the last and the final H is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town. Thank you, Southern Delight. You mighty beautiful yourself. What we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok, is we hold our friends on the right accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. Your mom says a lot of nice things, and that's what moms are supposed to do. But out here in the real world, unfortunately, mom's word doesn't rule. Zeus's word rules, all right? And as you can tell, I am Triple H. Cut it out. We hold our friends on the right accountable, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump. All right, and when we do that, it's a shocking experience, I would say, for everyone involved. Right, we do this as a group, and the hope is we get these Trump supporters to wake up and realize they're in a dangerous cult, and if they don't get out, they're going to end up doing what happens to everybody that ends up in a cult. They're going to end up with their Nikes pointing towards the sky, and that's going to be it. So we're trying to get these Trump supporters out of the cult. Do we have any Trump supporters in the chat this morning? Good morning, Levi. Do we have any real certified Trump supporters? I'm right. It's getting to the point where they're embarrassed to be called MAGA. I mean, it's like, just own it. It's getting to the point where they refuse to acknowledge that Donald Trump has said things that we played. I mean, it's sad that I have to actually scrub his speeches to get the audio clips, right? And then when I play it back to his supporters, you know what they say? Oh, well, that's Ukraine. I'm not talking about Ukraine. I am not talking about President Biden. I am not talking about Hunter Biden. We are talking about two candidates. I'm not talking about RFK now that I think about it. We're talking about Vice President Harris and former President Donald Trump. So if you're a Trump supporter, I need you to use whatever brain power you have left to just focus on those two. If you can't stay focused on Donald Trump, I'm done. I'm going to say, you know what? 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strikes. You are out of here. Okay, and so listen up, Kobe. And I'm going to say this before I actually start fielding calls. If you are a Trump supporter, and as my good friend Brother Swervin once said to me, you're lactose intolerant, Kobe. And what I mean when I say lactose intolerant, that means you're allergic to the fats. You know, like people who are allergic to dairy are lactose intolerant. If you're one of those people, leave this live because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you, Kobe. All right, but get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
I love you all as well. All right. So once again, what are we out? How many days are we out from the actual election? 40 something days. And I want Trump supporters to understand this. Donald Trump is still setting the stage for him to lose. He's doing everything he did in 2020 and some. 41 days. He's doing everything he did and some to prepare you all to be surprised when he loses. Here's the thing, though. I won't be surprised when Donald Trump loses because the writing is on the wall. Kamala Harris, her popularity is soaring through the roof. Her campaign contributions are soaring through the roof. Her engagement on social media is soaring through the roof. So there's not going to be, and women all over the country, especially MAGA women, they've been coming to me, especially when I end the live. Zeus, thank you so much for what I do. I live in the house with a MAGA maniac. You know, that's what they call their husbands sometimes. A MAGA maniac. All he does is Trump, 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 Trump. But I don't want to say this online, but Zeus, you're right. I will be voting for Kamala Harris. All right. So, she's losing before. Oh, no. She's not losing. And I'm getting tired of the whole "we don't know her policies" excuse. You know what I say when people tell me we don't know her policies? I say that's just an excuse because you're either racist or a misogynist. One of the two. Actually, you could be both. You don't care about policy. This election is not about policy. This election is about right versus wrong. End of discussion. All right, so put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a Trump supporter and you believe that Kamala Harris is the best, I mean, not Kamala Harris, but Donald Trump is the best thing for the United States of America since sliced bread. All right, and I want to hear why you believe Donald Trump is the best thing for America since sliced bread. All right, and don't worry, I'm a professional. I am an expert, and I know exactly how to deal with those of you who are possessed with the what I call MAGA demon. Greetings. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Oh, what part of the country are you calling in from? I'm all right, by the way.
From the southern border, Laredo, Texas, right across from
Laredo.
Mexico.
Okay, Laredo, Texas. Let's go. And you're voting for Donald Trump?
That's right.
What? You know why I get a little worried about this? Because I want secure borders. I want an economy that's doing great. Right? Can we agree that we both want those things?
I want that.
No. I said it first, so I want
Okay,
it.
so we both want that.
Right. Now, why the heck did he unalive the border bill? It was a bipartisan border bill. Why did he do it to us? I feel like, you know how I feel? I feel like, okay, do you sleep with your doors locked at night?
No.
Oh, you don't lock your doors at night? Aren't you afraid somebody might break into your house, especially someone that shouldn't be in the country?
Well, no, because I'm surrounded by all Border Patrol is my neighbors.
So there's no issue then.
Police. So not around my neighborhood, but if you walk to other neighborhoods, they not only have locks, they have fences,
Okay.
they have
Yeah.
dogs.
Okay. So other people like myself that are a little more unprotected, let's say, right? We want those doors locked. In essence, what I feel Donald Trump has told me is leave your door unlocked until I get in the White House. Do you know how many days that is? Would you actually recommend anybody leaving their door?
How did he actually say that, or
Yeah.
you're interpreting?
No. I actually, I'm glad that you brought that up because part of what I do to help people get out of the cult is I actually let them hear some of the things that their leader has said. For instance,
There is zero chance I will support this open borders betrayal of America.
wait a second. I heard my mic go out. Hold on. Again.
Chance I will support this horrible open borders betrayal of America. It's not going to happen. I noticed that, and I'll fight it all the way. I noticed a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay. Please blame it on me. Please. Because they were getting ready to pass a very bad bill. And I'll tell you what, a bad bill is, I'd rather have no bill than a bad bill. A bad bill you can't have, and that's what was happening in the House.
So you heard that, right?
And I regret
Here's
that.
Lindsey
So
Graham.
everybody who comes on this floor and says our border is broken, we should do something about it. You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes. I hate that. But now we have to deal with what's left for us.
So Lindsey Graham is blaming Donald Trump for that too. And he's a Republican, and Lindsey and I don't see eye to eye at all. Why did Donald Trump do this to us?
Well, he said a bill, but he didn't mention which bill.
The border bill.
Well, I didn't hear that part. I heard a bill,
What?
but it didn't specify which bill. But I could tell you firsthand, I live in the border, and I have been standing at the border looking through the Rio Grande to the other side. And every day, nonstop, we have immigrants that are crossing, and Border Patrol and Department of Homeland Security
Yeah.
has become a processing center instead of an immigration department.
Okay. And you know what's so funny? In that bill, there was funding set aside to help get those cases processed a lot quicker, to help clear some of the backlog. There was money in there to hire more Border Patrol agents. There was money in there to buy more technology to help stop the flow of fentanyl into this country, and so on. Everything that you've just listed, there was funding and resources allocated to help start addressing those things. So again, and what should I refer to you as? Because I don't know how to pronounce your name. Karuchi?
Yeah, 007 is fine.
007. I just don't understand why Donald Trump would harm this country like this. I mean,
My question to you would be, I have lived here for 10 years. When President Trump was in office, all the stuff that's happening at the border was not happening.
yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
You don't remember all of the caravans and stuff like that that were happening under him, and all of
They
that.
were happening, but they were staying in Mexico. They were, yes, they
No,
were.
no, no, no. They were, they were,
I live at the
they,
border.
but,
I see this.
there's a lot,
I have my
but,
neighbors are border patrol agents and federal agents. You know what they did under the Biden-Harris administration?
no, I can't take that because here's the thing.
They
I
went
just
to
don't
McAllen.
understand.
They
How
went
do
to
you,
McAllen, which is 2 hours away from Laredo, and
okay, this is strong.
The cartels took 3,000 people and they pushed themselves through the bridge with 18-wheelers,
They,
SUVs, trucks, and there's nothing. And the federal agents had instructions from the federal government under the current administration.
where are you getting this from? Can I ask a quick question? Because I'm looking up all of the things you're saying and I'm trying to figure out
That's
where
not
did
in the
you.
news. That's not in the news because they don't want to put it in the news.
Oh,
Those
so you know how.
or hush hush.
Okay, so you know.
You will not get a border patrol
Okay.
to admit it in public.
Okay.
They won't do it.
Okay, so 007. Here's how things work in real life, right? You got to be able to actually validate stuff that people are saying to you. Otherwise, it's hearsay, it's speculative. There's nothing you can actually go stand in a courtroom and say this is 100% true. So I believe you, but unfortunately, we don't have any way of verifying it. So I can't really move forward with that. Fair enough?
Okay. Well, what
Fair. So, but here's the rub that I have. It's so interesting to me that you know all the bad things, I'm gonna put that in quote, that happened under Joe Biden, but you have absolutely no knowledge of any of the bad things that have happened under Donald Trump. How does that work in MAGA world? How do y'all do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah, you know that's
I haven't. If, and I say this genuinely, I'm a very genuine person. I don't bullshit.
you do, but we don't curse over here though. We try to keep it clean because I gotta be a good son, and my mom and my dad, they watch my show.
I don't BS.
Okay,
With
I
that
love it.
said, if there was something to recognize, I generally would do it.
Okay, so
Unfortunately, I haven't found one thing
Okay,
under the
okay.
administration that I could say, oh, I recognize or I accept. X, Y,
Okay.
Z.
So here's the deal. I don't believe I just played some information about Donald Trump and other Republicans that they said the border not being fixed, we're going to blame it on Trump. So whether I came with information and evidence of that you didn't, I win. Right? That's just how this works. I won that one, right?
Stay delusional, my friend.
So I'm going to say but here
I will tell you one
but
thing.
I got more questions. I got a couple more
President Obama
questions.
came in 2008. He's a Democratic president.
Ma'am,
The
I did
economy dropped like a
Ma'am,
hot potato.
ma'am. Okay, so I said at the top of the show, I only want to talk really about two people, Vice President Harris or Donald Trump. So the border, I'm going to say, until you bring information back that supports what you're saying, we're going to have to table it. And going forward, the information that I have, it's going to stand. All right. Until you come back with that
Say
information.
hi to Kamala Liar.
No. So now let me say this other thing. So I've asked you, do you know about some of the bad things Donald Trump has done? And I want to ask you, you know about him SAing E. Jean Carroll?
Do you know him about doing what?
The the SA case. I don't want to say it on TikTok, but it's very nasty things. It starts with you don't know about.
Blades that blamed him for inappropriate, which they have an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement.
Is that the one where he did something nasty to a woman inside of a department store and put his member inside of her and ended up being sued for
see,
defamation?
That's
No,
hearsay.
No, no, no. But it's actually been adjudicated.
Well, it's hearsay because
So
it's like, well,
so
Bill Clinton said, he did it in public in front of the TV. I've never had sex with that woman. And it came out that he did.
wait a
So
second.
it's a matter of time. The truth will come out.
Okay, so that's something you can go look up. Type up E. Jean Carroll. Do you have your another
do.
device
Yes, I do.
device next to you?
I
Can
do.
you E. Jean Jean Carroll?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
what came up?
80-year-old lady,
What else?
Elizabeth Jean Carroll is an American journalist, author, advised columnist.
Okay.
Her Ask E. Jean columnist appear in Elle magazine.
Okay, all right. So you want to play that way? How about this? Let's try it this way. How about type in jury finds Trump liable for sexual abuse and awards E. Jean Carroll awards accuser $5 million. You found that? It's by the AP.
Jury verdict in May 2023 found Trump liable for sexually abusing and defaming Carroll and ordered him to pay $5 million in damages. Trump
Okay.
appealed and made unsuccessful counterclaim.
Okay, so that's validated now. You know this case exists. And he did it again and it went up to $80 million. So we can actually say this happened.
So, okay, so if you're talking about facts,
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
But what do you say about that?
And she's saying she was sexually abused.
Oh, speaking of Trump's daughter, let me let you
we're
hear
talking
this.
about Joe Biden's daughter.
But remember, we're only talking about two candidates: Vice President Harris or Donald Trump. Joe Biden's not running. Hunter Biden's not running. It's just those two. Speaking of daughters, listen to what Donald Trump said about his daughter.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Did you hear that?
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
One more time.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
What do you think of that?
He's boosting her self-esteem.
Is that acceptable?
I tell my son, if you were my son, I'd date you, dude.
You tell your son that?
Yeah, I have, and there's nothing absolutely wrong with it.
You know,
I'm
don't
not
you
being
think? Don't you think that's a
disrespectful.
little? Don't you think that's very disgusting in a way?
No,
It-
I think disgusting is having a shower.
Okay, how about this?
What's the favorite thing?
Hold on, listen to this. Listen to this.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
You say that?
I'm sorry, what show was that in? I need to verify that. I need to fact check you. Because I've never heard that.
No. That was him.
Yeah, well, let
On
me
the
fact
on
check
the
you.
go look it up on the
couldn't say-
View.
you
Go
couldn't
look it
say
up.
so.
Go look it up on the View. Let me go ahead and give it to you again.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
Oh, okay, it's the Wendy Williams show, one of the two. So, no, I thought it was the View. I really did think it was the View. So that's him
I
saying,
need to fact check and I'm not finding anything.
okay. Oh, you're
Throw that one
clever.
out, but we'll hold the other one in.
Okay. How about this? No. How about this? Okay. How about this? All right, I need you to go look this up on your other device. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Whoo. Hold on. Let me see if we can get this. Okay. It was on the Wendy Williams show. Okay, look it up. Look it up on the Wendy Williams show. Donald Trump comments about daughter Wendy Williams show.
Trump? Wendy Williams Trump, I guess.
Yeah, comments about daughter.
Ivana Trump, Wendy Williams interview. Okay.
No, not too much. But first of all, I like her very much. I think she's a little bit unusual to see that.
Yeah.
But I do like her. I think she's terrific.
You guys, so we play this game here. It's called Fave 5. I'll ask the question. Ivanka, you answer first, and then Dad, you answer off.
It's Ivanka. It's Donald Trump tells Wendy Williams that he has sex in common with Ivanka.
Okay.
You found it?
I
And if you don't mind, play it from your end, because that way I know you're watching the same video.
let's see.
You found it?
Yeah, I'm trying to play the video. I haven't.
Okay,
See.
let me hear that one. Sorry, everyone, but this is a serious situation right now. I believe 007 might denounce Donald Trump this morning.
Not happening. First of all, I like her very much. Okay, that's not
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Okay, here it is. Composure recovered. Ivanka manages to quickly shrug off her father's remarks. Well, it's here, but I can't find it. It doesn't have the video portion. It says
Type Donald Trump tells Wendy Williams that he has sex in common with Ivanka. This is
Okay, Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
You didn't catch that?
Yeah. That's inappropriate.
Oh.
But that doesn't mean I just like Trump. I'm still gonna vote.
No. What that tells me is you're a hypocrite because your whole argument was something about President Biden and his daughter, which has been debunked. All right, that thing, that diary. Can you listen?
She admitted it.
No. Her diary was stolen, and she admitted that at that moment it was just her having a stream of consciousness in terms of her creative abilities. It never happened. But you do have Donald Trump saying what he said, and you condoned it. So when a person does that, you just took off your ability to even leverage the whole Joe Biden, Ashley Biden thing because you endorsed Donald Trump doing it. You see, this is what I mean when I say y'all have this incredible skill where you can ignore or play like you don't know what bad things Donald Trump has done, but you know every bad thing about Joe Biden. Again, I ask, how does that work?
Wait. You said we weren't talking about Joe Biden. You said we're only talking about two candidates.
Yeah.
And Kamala Liar.
Yeah. So how do you ignore all of Donald Trump's bad qualities?
Joe Biden.
I just kind of used that because you were trying to bring that into this discussion.
No, but let's keep Biden now.
Okay, let's keep him out. So can you answer my question?
You fact check me.
Can you answer my question though? How do you not know all this stuff about Donald Trump? That's fascinating.
I know I've heard a lot of stuff about Donald Trump, but at the end of the day, he's going to do behind closed doors like any other man or any other woman can do and have a faulty character. But at the end of the day, he's a businessman. When he was in office, my pocket wasn't hurting.
I promise you that wasn't true.
Let me ask you this, and they fact check me on this.
I promise you your pockets were hurting. I was talking. Wait. You said while he was in office, your pockets were what?
My pockets were not.
Okay, so let's see. Let me ask you a serious question.
Just fine. As soon as the new administration came in, boy, everybody out here is hurting. I'm watching it at the grocery store, in the gas station. Grandparents having to choose to buy groceries or pay their medicine. People going to nonprofits asking for help to pay the light bill because we're struggling. And I'm a small business owner. And I have friends.
Okay, hold on.
Business because nobody can afford anything.
Okay.
When President Trump was in office, everybody was making money, and
I got to ask you a serious question. I'm pulling up something real quick. Hold on, real quickly. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so I'm reading. I'm looking up news articles around. 4 years ago, it would be what, September 25th, 2020. What was going on around that time? There have been increasing signs that the election day will stretch into election week or even election one. President Donald Trump amplified those anxieties this week when he refused to commit to a peaceful transfer of power in a room full of reporters. Tensions are boiling in the United States as coronavirus death toll crosses 200,000 and protests over police violence reach a fever pitch in the wake of grand jury decision in the Breonna Taylor case in the domestic section of our news roundup. Okay, so what do you think about all of that? We had the pandemic going on, Trump refusing to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, and you had civil unrest going on. How do you sit here and really try to lie and say you were doing a lot better under Donald Trump 4 years ago?
I was.
Were you-
I'm not lying.
Were you in the United States when this was happening?
I'm in Laredo, Texas.
Yeah, so you were here. Are you dealing with any of this stuff right now, ma'am?
Right now, yes. Under Trump, no.
No. You're not dealing with unalivings because of COVID right now. You're not dealing with a president refusing to engage in the peaceful transfer of power. You don't have a protest over police violence right now. Why would you get up here and lie like that?
You're putting words in my mouth. I'm
So
not
you
lying.
okay? So
Yeah,
let me ask.
I have a
Let me
question.
ask it
You were
again.
talking about unaliving and all this and all these protests.
But this is why I gotta, man.
VML.
007. Again, can we at least agree that you're not dealing with these things that were going on right now? Does it hurt you to tell the
You're
truth?
sitting here.
Okay, there's nothing.
You're
There's.
trying to control the narrative because
I'm just giving you information.
You're like, no, wait. So let me ask you before I answer this question. Let me ask you this:
Why is this so hard to
Did you
you?
know that Harris incarcerated more black men in California than any other district attorney, and she kept them incarcerated when she had the opportunity to free them? Why would a woman do that?
Let me ask you a
Why
serious
would a woman do
question.
that?
Let
And
me
just
ask
for
you.
smoking pot.
No.
It wasn't even an aggravated assault type thing.
007. 007. Let me ask you a serious question. Do you
Serious
believe
questions, not
do,
serious?
do you want somebody tough on crime or not?
She's not tough on crime.
Well, you're complaining that she seemed to be too tough on crime.
No, she put people in
Okay,
jail for
okay, so
smoking pot. And now you
either,
have dispensaries all
listen,
over the nation.
listen. Either we're locking tough on crime means we're holding people accountable, or we're not. End of discussion. And it seems to me like your claim is she's been holding people accountable, basically doing her job. In terms of
She's been doing it what's convenient
okay,
to her.
okay, I get it. So you're gonna lie again. I don't want to have to do this.
I'm
I
not
don't.
lying. I'm not lying. You just don't like my answer.
No, you pivoted, and I'm not going to let that go. So I was asking you a question before about what was happening 4 years ago, and then we'll get back into Kamala Harris doing her job. 4 years ago, let's just agree, you were living in a pandemic United States where Donald Trump was the president who refused to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, and there was civil unrest going on. That's what was happening here in this country.
I will answer your question as soon as you answer my question. Was Harris asking for donations to bond the Black Lives Matter people that were doing the uncivil
I'm not.
arrest?
Okay. So what you're not doing is you're not answering questions,
But no,
which
no, I will answer your
tells.
question, but you want me to keep answering questions that you're trying to control the narrative. My question
because
is,
I
will
remember-
answer my question as soon
Okay.
as you answer mine.
Okay, because I'm not-
request for donations to be given to the Black Lives Matter movement so that they could post bond for people that are breaking the law and creating uncivil arrest.
But
in
007.
they did $1 billion worth of damage.
007.
In Oregon, and I know this because
007. You're rambling. 007. I don't want to have to use the mute button, but if we can't
I'm not
engage.
rambling, but you want to control, and you don't give anybody you're not giving me the opportunity to be able to respond. You're trying to control my.
Let me ask the audience.
You ask-
Audience, wait. Audience, let me ask the. Wait. Let me.
make it even.
I'm
You
gonna
ask
have to hit the
me
mute
why-
button on you. I'm gonna mute. Hey, audience, am I giving her a lot of chances? If you think I'm giving her a lot of chances, please just put yes in the chat. I had to mute you, 007. Plenty. So so 007, you see all the people saying yes. Let's not get into Zeus's live and start pretending like you're the victim. One of the things I have to tell MAGA is this: you're not the victims over here. I don't allow that. All right, because if I do, it won't allow you to do the work you need to do. Number one. And as far as I'm concerned, you are the harassers and the abusers. 007, you refuse to stay on topic every time I show you who your daddy is. This is typical MAGA behavior, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as you show them Donald Trump is a P3DO and you provide receipts, I want to talk about Joe Biden. I want to talk about Kamala Harris and BLM. I live so much better under Donald Trump. Okay, you live so much better under Donald Trump. Let's go back 4 years, read the news articles that were coming out, 007, and let's see if this really was going. I read to her what was in the news article. Well, Zeus, all I know is I have more. All right, 007, we're going to try this once again. If we can't have a civilized conversation, I'm going to have to toss you into the lake of fire.
Okay.
Are you a Christian? You believe in the good Lord in any capacity?
I do believe in God.
Okay. How do you feel knowing that you're voting for somebody who is a convicted felon, all right, who's lied over 30,000 times to you when he was president the first time? And let's talk about some of these indictments. One is related to him not engaging in the peaceful transfer of power on January 6th, where
That was a setup by Nancy Pelosi, Schumer, Nader.
Okay.
There's
So
videos.
let me start here. Let me start here.
Research it, just like you're asking me to fact check me. Go to YouTube and research it.
Can
There's videos.
So I'm gonna
opportunity to answer.
no because
Nancy Pelosi recognizing that she.
I can't give you an opportunity to answer when I know you're going the wrong way. It's like you're asking me to be a passenger on a car that's heading off of a cliff. All right, I'm sorry to say it in that way because that could be a trigger warning to some people. But 007, I'm not going to get in the car and watch you careen off the cliff. I'm going to ask you to please put it in park and let me out. If you want to go and do that on your own, fine. But I can't let you do that. You don't have any proof that Nancy Pelosi was behind what happened on January 6th. All right. So 007, let me start right here. You could go ahead and hit unmute. This is the way I like to help people like you understand how Donald Trump set you up. All right.
Okay.
All right. And then
Wait, I have a question. So do the Trumpsters, MAGAs, do we
Wait. Can I play?
ask a question?
No, because here's the thing. You're in the class, and then there's someone teaching, and then there's someone that actually has to learn.
Oh, so you're teaching me?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you've been repeating a bunch of lies and misinformation.
No, I'm asking you to fact check it.
Okay,
Just
so
like you asked me to look
so
at
here,
it.
listen to this.
North Carolina, big victory with
Now this is from 2020, by the way.
North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
So what he did right there is he knew he lost to Joe Biden that night, and instead of conceding,
No, he didn't.
yes, he did.
No, he didn't, because when they were
Okay,
counting the votes that night,
wait.
he
You heard what he said. He said we were getting ready to win. That means I knew I lost. Then he turns around and then he turns.
You're putting words.
Okay, and then he turns around and then says, "Frankly, we did win. Nowhere else on the planet does a losing team win a game."
You're lying.
Now, no. Okay, you're going through it.
You keep
This.
putting words in Trump's mouth.
Oh, ma'am, Ma'am, you're struggling right now. It gets
No, I'm
worse.
not struggling.
Okay, now can you listen to this part? All right. Now, who is this?
If we have a sea of people, if we shut down the streets, if we shut down everything, if we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the buildings.
Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
So Marjorie is telling Trump supporters to go in those buildings. Again, how is Nancy Pelosi involved?
Again, I asked
Didn't
you.
it- wait,
Go to
if-
YouTube.
wait, no.
For Nancy Pelosi.
No.
Recognizing that she declined the help
God.
from President Trump because he offered
Okay, so
additional guarding.
007. You just heard Marjorie Trader Green tell the supporters to
Taylor
go.
Greene, and I love her. She's awesome.
Okay. And then I got to give you this last one, right? This is Mike Pence at the time.
Irrespective of the
He's a
indictment,
traitor.
I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the
I'm
election.
going to make sure you get this.
And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
Okay.
Pence is
Anyone who puts themselves...
Okay. So guess what I'm going to do?
what?
Okay. You know what I'm going to do?
Well, what people do? Democrat.
Yeah, you hear that?
What is it?
I'm warming up the lake of fire.
I'm gonna burn, baby. I'm gonna burn the MAGA.
Yeah. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, she is possessed with the MAGA demon, and maybe she's a good person, but unfortunately, when she's possessed with the MAGA demon, we can't deal with that. Let's give her a round of boos and shade.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Your assessment of the circumstances at hand is truly unique. Let's talk about it.
Translation?
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a serious issue in this country. Trump supporters clearly struggle when you show them who their cult leader is. This is why I tell you, Trump supporters, you're in a circus. You're all part of Donald Trump's opening act and his closing act, and he's just grifting you. You can't make this stuff up, folks. All right, let's see who we have out there, ladies and gentlemen. Can someone put a 1 in the chat if they believe Donald Trump is a great leader for this country? All right, because see, this doesn't make any sense. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll bring up somebody of sane and sound mind. Good morning, my goodness. Good morning, Jess. How are you?
Good morning. Oh man, I wanted at her. I was chomping at the bit, Zeus.
Well, you can go ahead and give it to her. Obviously, she's not in a position to receive truth. But what would you say to that previous guest?
There's the form for the abuse right there that you said. What was it? What'd she say about it? Oh my goodness. She said something like it wasn't real or it wasn't true. Something like that.
Yes.
It is true. It absolutely was true. And Judge Kaplan said in his own words that there was enough evidence to prove that he did, in fact, grape E. Jean Carroll. And you guys want to know why she didn't come out? It's because her parents, she wanted to wait for her father to pass on so he wouldn't have to deal with all the hate and nastiness that MAGA throws, because that's exactly what you guys do. And it's really funny that you guys want to bring up all this quote unquote violent rhetoric from the left, but didn't he say just take her out? Didn't he say just take her out on camera? But y'all don't care about that, right? Y'all don't care about that. And let's talk about how you love the Constitution so much, right? You guys love the Constitution.
Yeah.
He wants to terminate the Constitution because the big orange turd can't accept the fact that he lost.
He's going to lose again. He's
He said,
literally doing the same thing he did last time to all of his supporters.
been setting it up, and even worse. I feel like we'll be more prepared because, I mean, Biden is president. They will have the National Guard ready. But his rhetoric is worse.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
rhetoric is more violent and more disturbing. You guys are putting immigrants in danger. Hate crimes are on the rise because of the
Thank you,
stuff
Rick.
in Ohio.
Yep.
You guys are sick. You guys have this. If you guys claim you're not racist, right? You guys claim you're not racist, but racism isn't a deal breaker for you. So
How does
you're
that work?
complicit. You're complicit in it.
Yep. I completely agree. Everything Jess just said. And if you have a problem with some of the things Jess has just said, you let us know and we will help you get clarity on it. Isn't that right, Jess?
Yeah. And you want to know something? He didn't have a great pandemic response. He fumbled so bad. We had food lines. Read this right here, 007. You're a straight Bond villain. You're a straight Bond villain. Right out the movie. You said, what was it? You said you can't find the clip of Wendy Williams. Girl, bye. You know how easy it is to find? I'm getting ready for my liberal job. I got my hair all wet.
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Get it
Looking
together.
good. Get it
Get it
together.
together. If you have a child, I'm very, very concerned for them.
I
I'm
am
concerned
too.
for their well-being. I'm concerned for their safety. It takes 2 seconds to Google Donald Trump on The View and Donald Trump on Wendy Williams.
Bingo.
Those clips will come up extremely fast.
Yep.
You guys sure love to look up things about Joe
Stay
Biden. And you want to know
positive.
something?
Thank you.
Right before Zeus brought me up, I was going to go find the Ashley Biden letter to the judge. I implore everyone to go read it because you're re-traumatizing her.
Thank
All
you.
she said was she was sorting through thoughts from her childhood
Thank
on.
you, Laura.
Nothing was ever said bad about her father. The diary was stolen, edited, and you guys are re-traumatizing her. Her words, not mine. And with that, I'm going to just shut my mouth because these people, you can do the research for them and they don't believe you.
I agree. You can lead a MAGA to a book, but you can't make them think. Good one, Jess. I love
Exactly.
it. I love it. You're cleverly put. All right. Well, listen, thank you. I might need you to come back up. All right.
Oh,
Ladies
definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Jess a round of applause and let's show her some love. Wait a second. You said you're going to... Wait a second. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right? Because what this is what we're doing is we're getting people out of that cult that they have found themselves in. All right? Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. Put a 1. I just randomly picked one. Hold on. Harris is losing in the poll. Trump daddy is taking over. All right, I'm gonna invite another one. Let's see. Someone pinned up this comment. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you're not ashamed to be a Trump supporter. All right, let's see who we have here. Yahweh Soldier. Good morning.
Good morning.
What part of are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
What part of the country are you from?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, did you hear the previous guest? I believe they were from Texas as well.
Oh, I didn't hear. I just got up.
Okay, yeah. So here's the question I got for you. I want stronger borders and I want a thriving economy. All right. That's what I need out of a president. And
Correct.
I'm very angry and I'm very upset that Donald Trump unalived a bipartisan border bill. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, I want to lock my doors at night to protect the bad guys from coming, protect myself from bad guys coming in. And this guy has forced me to leave my door wide open.
You won't be
All
able
right,
to do that
so that he can campaign on it and manipulate his supporters and take advantage of them. I'm very upset about that. Why aren't you?
Well, I'm not upset about that because,
So you don't care about our border?
I mean, I have Second Amendment rights. I have guns in here. Nobody's
Okay, but I didn't ask about that. Do you care about immigration and what's happening at the border or not?
Yes, and Harris
Okay,
should
so
have been
no. I'm asking you about Donald Trump. Why didn't he sign that bill? That would have really made me feel a lot safer as an American. I wouldn't have to default to my Second Amendment.
Okay.
Why did he keep it open?
And why didn't Biden close that then? I mean, hasn't he been president for the last 3.5 years?
I don't get it. I thought you were a person that could actually explain things to me about what's going on with Donald Trump and his supporters.
Well, I want to know. Well, Donald Trump hasn't been president for the last 3.5 years. It's been.
Did you hear what did you hear what I just said? Do you want me to play the audio clips again that I played for the previous guest, where Trump said "Don't do it," and Lindsey Graham came out and admitted that they didn't get it passed because of Donald Trump, and not just him. James Langford, Mitt Romney, and other real Republicans.
Okay.
They have gone on record. Listen. Are you listening to what I'm saying, sir?
Go ahead.
Other Republicans, as well as Donald Trump, have said the reason the bipartisan border bill, which would have provided technology to help catch and stop the flow of substances from flowing into this country, it would have hired more border patrol agents, it would have helped get those cases processed a lot quicker, amongst a lot of other things. That bill did not get passed because of Donald Trump. And I'm just concerned that you're not as fired up as I am about Donald Trump doing that.
I'm just fired up of all the Harris wants to kill all the babies, unborn babies, right? Aren't you? I mean, shouldn't that worry you?
Wow. So we're just going to ignore what I was talking about and talk about something that is another conspiracy you've created in your mind.
It's a conspiracy? It's not a conspiracy. She's even mentioned it.
No. I'm not even going to entertain that, and I'm a little disappointed in you. I'm ready to just throw you into the lake of. I am going to toss you into the lake of fire.
Check my videos. Go to my profile. Check my videos and get a little bit more educated about it.
Okay. Well, I got a good thing I'm gonna check, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, another Snuggles graduate has came into my life with zero information, but guess what? Back muscles are strong. Great at pivoting. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving that previous guest, Something Soldier, a round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Your assessment of the circumstances at hand is truly unique. Let's talk about it.
Translation, you done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
All right, now I'm asking to talk to Trump supporters that can actually use whatever brain power they have left to actually have a conversation. Now, if I ask you, hey, why is it raining outside? All right. And I say, okay, why is it raining outside? And you go and say, I just bought a brand new sports car. Okay, what we got going on is either you're not understanding the question and you should ask me to restate the question in a way you can understand it, or you're just not being genuine and trying to have a discussion, which is, in my opinion, very, very rude. So I'm not going to waste my time. All right. So let me ask this again. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you are trying to understand and have a serious conversation. All right, because this is just getting out of hand. It really is. I know, just like I know, Cody, you cannot accept invitations. All right, you can't accept them because for some strange reason you don't have the ability. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you believe Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread. Good. Thank you, Tara, for those subscriptions. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you believe Donald Trump would be a great president, even though you were here in the United States of America during his previous administration. All right, and I would love to hear. Yes, thank you everyone for the love and the gifts and the support and on the subscriptions. You are all doing an outstanding job. Betty, you don't have enough to go live. All right, Betty, so go back and get your main account. All right, we're gonna try this again. Okay. All right. Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Donald Trump supporter and you believe he is the best thing since sliced bread. All right. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to help you get out of this cult that you have found yourself in. All right. And don't worry, if you are serious, we can have a serious conversation. Amy, I can't bring you up because it looks like you don't have the ability to go live. All right. Let's see. Tricky D. Okay, good morning. How are you?
Hey, Zeus. Good morning, brother.
You're a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir. I mean, I used to be a Democrat, but when I was worried when Trump won the very first time. But after I
When you
started
say
paying
you
attention,
when you
go
say
ahead.
you bring when you say you were used to be a Democrat, explain how that works.
I mean, I think before Trump, I think a lot of people really didn't pay attention to politics like they do today. And then I remember Trump saying fake news, fake news. To me, that sounded so stupid, listening to that crap. But when I stopped and started paying attention to what he was talking about, I was like, man, wait a minute. This kind of makes sense. And you start seeing things differently. And because you're catching the news in
So
real
who did you
time,
vote for? Who did you vote for in 2016?
I think it was Obama. What was 26? That was Trump, right?
Yeah.
Trump. I didn't vote, actually. I was just like going for the candidate. I was like, man, I was going for who was the other person? Whoever was running it. I didn't want Trump. I was worried about
So you
Trump.
voted for Clinton or something like that?
Yeah. No, I didn't vote, but I was going for the other side.
Oh, okay.
But when he kept on saying, fake news, then you start actually researching it. Then you're like, man, wait a minute.
Okay.
They've been bullshitting us for a pretty long time.
Well, we keep
So
it
that's-
clean.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
boss.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? You believe Donald Trump is a liar, right?
I mean, the last debate Kamala had.
No.
Kamala,
Do you have your
no,
second?
I think.
Do you
yeah, I
have a
think they all
secondary device? Do you have a secondary device on you?
It sounds kind of weird.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Do you have your? My Lord have mercy. Why? All right, listen here. I'm going to move on because I got a sense you could be driving too. It was a lot going on. But I'll just say this to you. Go look it up. Donald Trump lied over 30,000 times while he was president. All right? So you can't say you don't know he's lying. And you sound like you believe all 30,000 of his lies. You're in it way too deep, champ. Seriously. You don't have any information that could prove Vice President Kamala Harris is anywhere near that level when it comes to spreading lies. And you also have a lot of evidence about his character as a leader. All right. And you can understand what I mean when I say that. He got impeached twice. So with knowing that, you can't get up here and honestly try to convince me that Donald Trump would be a great president. Cut it out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give that previous guest what he deserves. A round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you would like to have your mind and your life back. All right, I can help you get your life back, but you got to be willing to do the work. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want your life back. All right, I'll help you get your life back, but you got to be willing to do the work. All right. Who is it? Harris lied about her birth parents. All right. Bones, come up in the box. And please bring all the evidence you have about such things. All right. I'm looking for a honest Trump supporter. That's what I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who's willing to admit they are wrong when the evidence comes forward. All right. All right. They say they are Christians and then they believe in God. Yeah, they don't believe in God. They believe in the only God they believe in is Donald Trump. I guarantee you. Not one Trump supporter is willing to get on camera and really show us that they really love Donald Trump. That's why when they get in the box, the camera is off. You see them? They get in the box, the camera is off, and the lies are on. Honestly. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are. Oh, Bill 1974. Come on up, Bill. Oh, all right. We might have a honest Trump supporter after all. All right. Good morning. This is Daniel. Good morning, Daniel.
Howdy.
All right. What part of the country are you from?
Well, I'm from Arkansas, but I'm an over-the-road truck driver.
All right. Let's give Daniel a round of applause. Are you a Christian in any capacity?
I am.
All right. And so you are an honest broker of the truth.
I do believe so.
Okay. All righty then. What brings you up here, my good friend? Because, I'm obviously a Democrat, right?
Okay.
And you know that I might be considered biased for a certain degree, but I'm also a reasonable person. And if people give me information, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, I at least have the ability to consider it and say, you know what, maybe I need to change my opinion about things. Are you capable of doing such things?
I believe so.
All righty then. All right. Well, listen. All right. So what's your issue in terms of Vice President Kamala Harris?
Well, I have several issues. I would say probably one of the biggest one is the problem with immigration. I don't think I understand how predatory the system actually is.
I do.
Another system that I think that actually does need to be addressed is the fact that with the SWIFT system, whenever it got weaponized and such, it's created a polarization between all the international big banks. And I don't think you'll realize the fact that how close we actually are to a World War III scenario between all the BIS. Well, if you're familiar with Project Agora or Project...
Wait a second. All right. I'm not really into all of that. I mean, it sounds great. I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds real good. And I'm not saying that, you're wrong. I'm looking for more clarity in terms of how could you actually believe Donald Trump is actually capable of being a great president in light of all of this evidence that we've already seen from his first term in office. That's the thing that I'm trying to get folks like yourself to help us, because everything you just said, it sounds very serious, and we would need a leader that's capable, rational, right? Not engaged in things that I would say are a distraction to the duties of the position, right?
Well, I'd actually say primarily what we need is peace.
Okay, and I guess depending on what side of the aisle, people have different opinions about what real peace.
On the truth, I don't actually care what the distractions are of the office. As long as the benefits to the people is that's what we need. Is
do you honestly think Donald Trump cares about the people, or do you think he cares more about himself?
Honestly, I do, and I'd actually see the people actually care for him more than they do Kamala.
What can you say that again?
I believe that the people themselves actually care more for Trump than they do for Kamala.
Oh, Kamala. Okay, got it. But in terms of Donald Trump, do you honestly believe he puts America first?
Truthfully, I think he does. Even though he is very arrogant as a person, I fully acknowledge that. But the truth is, I do actually think he actually cares for the country.
Okay, so you know what I do, right? You know when people say they believe this, then I have to go and we got to go look at real things that have happened. You're familiar with his first.
A little bit about the immigration.
Wait. So you're familiar.
This is stuff I've actually seen.
Well, if you want to talk immigration again, I'm going to have to nail you on it. I'm going to nail you, and it's going to be real. I'm going to have to nail you. Okay,
like I told you, I'm a truck driver.
Okay. So wait, on immigration, I just had a guest or two come up here, and I said, I want borders secured, closed. I want the substances that are coming in illegally. I want it to stop. And we had it. Okay. And we had an opportunity to do it. And guess who stopped it?
Yeah, it was a bad border.
No. Daniel, say his name.
It was the Republicans that
No,
stopped
no,
Trump
no.
voting power.
Okay. Donald Trump said, blame me. He stopped it. I just played the clips of Lindsey Graham saying Donald Trump said, stop it. Donald Trump is, Donald Trump is, no, I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, Daniel, he's basically said, leave the door wide open.
Checks and balances to the system.
Sir. Okay.
Make it to where anybody
Okay.
other than Mexicans
Okay.
are actually accounted whenever coming into the country.
Okay. So
That's
here's
the
the
problem.
here's the deal,
You have
Daniel.
1 million people coming over the border each year, but you're only counting a certain percentage of them because they're coming from Mexico. But everybody else from all
Daniel.
around the world is not actually being
Daniel,
counted. That's the real problem.
Daniel, however you try to make it make sense in your world, as far as I'm concerned, it didn't get passed because of Donald Trump. And that's on the record. So you can try to do all the little pretzel tricks you got. The bottom line is Donald Trump said, blame me. He told you, Daniel, he told you to blame
My
him.
understanding, that
So,
bill would have made it to where only 5,000 Mexicans would be.
hey, you can't speak on
And
that.
It's what do you mean?
Did you hear what I just said?
What did you say?
Let me play it for you. Here it goes again. Here it goes again.
There is zero chance I will support this horrible open borders betrayal of America. It's not going to happen. I noticed that, and I'll fight it all the way. I noticed a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay. Please blame it on me. Please.
So listen to what Lindsey Graham said.
And I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed the Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes. I hate that, but now we have to deal with what's left for us to take care of in the world.
So, Daniel, anybody that's thinking has to understand Donald Trump is the reason the border is still not solved. And he also said, blame him. So you are no longer allowed to get on TikTok and cry about it. Because the moment you do, listen to what I'm saying. The moment you do, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Helps the border is whenever they get.
I'm trying to finish my thought. The moment you get on TikTok and start crying about the border bill, Daniel, everyone that's been following this will turn around and say, look at your leader. Do you understand that? Now unmute. Do you understand that at least? You can hit unmute. Daniel, do you know how to hit unmute?
There you go.
Okay, yeah. So when I'm finishing a thought and saying things, I don't want you to just jump in and interrupt me, but I want to make sure you and I have an understanding. If you get in the box on TikTok, especially when you talk to Democrats and say you have a problem with immigration 100% of the time, the result will be we're going to remind you Donald Trump said don't fix it. And that's something you have to live with.
The bill was bad.
It doesn't matter.
You still encourage people to keep coming up through the border one way or the other.
Daniel, did you hear? Daniel, I didn't ask you to give me a qualitative assessment of the bill based on your understanding of immigration. I didn't ask you for that. I'm simply pointing out to you. No, listen to what I'm saying. Daniel. Do you understand what I'm saying? What am I saying? I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm just asking you, do you really?
Communities like East St. Louis getting emptied out of jobs for the native people. I just had to watch. I just went to a factory over in East St. Louis where every single person that was over there, primarily black people, by the way, had just gotten fired from their job. Over 400 people. And they were all replaced by illegal immigrants. All of them.
Give me the source. Give me the source.
L'Oreal.
Give me the source.
Took a trip.
So you care about black people?
Yes, I actually do.
Okay,
I think I
great.
care about every.
Well, wait, Daniel. Then why are you voting with a racist? For a
He's not
racist?
really racist. I would say okay, economic prosperity.
No, Daniel. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you. Okay, do you remember when he was debating President Biden and he said, "Proud Boys, stand back and stand by"? And you remember during the Charlottesville incident, you know a lot of the racists align with him and they're voting for him. So you can't get on TikTok again, Daniel, and not think we don't see who the racists are voting and trying to put in office. The racists aren't voting to try to put Kamala Harris in office.
Yes, they are. In fact, the majority of KKK votes for Kamala Harris.
So they're Democrats.
Yes, the vast majority of the KKK are Democrats.
Say Triple K, number one. And number two, Daniel, you know what? I got to go ahead and, Daniel, one of the things that I just don't let happen here is conspiracy theories and lies like that. How could you really get on TikTok and say those words? That's enough to get you tossed into the lake of fire, Daniel. That's enough. Enough. Should we toss him into the lake of fire, ladies and gentlemen? Put a 1 in the chat if Daniel deserves to be tossed into the lake of fire. All right, put a 1 in the chat because obviously he is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right, Daniel, I'm going to say this before I toss you into the lake of fire. Hit unmute, Daniel. Hit unmute. What I need for you to do, honestly,
I'm not on mute.
no, I made you. What I need for you to do, honestly, Daniel, is stop lying. You're not a Christian. No, Daniel.
Around the country.
Daniel, you're not a Christian.
I am
You're
too, but
no.
I am
You're a
too.
liar. You're a liar, Daniel.
You
Daniel.
just don't like what I'm telling.
Daniel, I got to minister to you before I do this. You're a liar. The gates of hell are wide open, and your soul is truly on the line. You've sold your soul to Donald Trump. I don't know how much. All right. But you're a prime candidate for hell. Because for you to get out here and just lie when cornered with the truth, it speaks volumes in terms of your character. And you know what they say? They say birds of a feather flock together. And I understand that's why you continue to support Donald Trump when you know this man is evil and corrupt. So do the work, Daniel, and really do work on getting out of the cult. Live your truth. But in the meantime and in between time, buddy, I'm going to have to toss you into the lake of fire because you're not telling the truth on this show. All right? Come back when you're willing to be honest. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, join me. Let me warm it up in giving Daniel what he deserves. All right? Unfortunately, the truth is not in him. A round of booze and shame. More liars.
Silence, you wacko demon.
Your assessment of the circumstances at hand is truly unique. Let's talk about it.
Translation, you done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Yeah. See, the way this works, ladies and gentlemen, is facts are facts, period. It's not even debatable. Donald Trump is the reason the border is still open and the bill didn't get passed. End of discussion. When you get Donald Trump saying it and other Republicans saying it and Democrats saying it, you just can't come up here and then try, well, it was a bad bill. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And you want to sit here and try to blame the vice president? Daniel, keep driving those trucks and drive in circles, all right? And you're going to be doing that until you wake up and realize you've been living a lie and you've just been exposed. Am I right, Tinkerbell? All right, let me bring up another panelist, all right? Good morning, PA. How are you doing, my good friend?
Good morning, Zeus.
Hi.
To talk to you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you know where I've been at doing the Lord's work out here.
You sure have, and I tune in all the time to listen to you, and I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
what you're doing. And anytime somebody talks about immigration, it really like makes me perk my ears up because I have very strong feelings about Trump with immigration. It's his shiny object. You know, he's always, whatever you ask him, he takes it back to immigration because he really doesn't have any knowledge about any other issue.
Yeah.
So he tries to take everything back to that. But the main thing is that even though he says he was great on immigration, he was actually quite horrible. He didn't achieve great results. He had a revolving door at the border. He put children in cages. And now we see, after all this time, that President Biden and Vice President Harris, without doing that, have achieved a better result than he did, without having to embarrass the country in front of the entire world.
She's telling the truth. Go ahead, PA. Go ahead. And what you're doing right now is you're shocking the MAGA minds right now. They're electrified right now. Oh, stop it, PA. No, keep telling them the truth.
And they don't want to hear it,
telling
right?
them.
They don't want to hear
No.
it because the only thing that powers them is their deep-rooted hate for immigrants, right? This is what they really hate. Maybe they hate women more, or maybe they hate minorities more. I don't know what they hate more, but
They hate
I know
it all.
that they're like a dog with a bone when it comes to immigration.
Ain't that
And so
something?
when they're told that their leader was actually not good at the border and was not great on immigration, and the United States was judged by other countries as a country that is violating human rights. Can you imagine? We stand for human rights.
We're supposed to, but not the way not the way we've been treating immigrants, and not the way we've been treating women and people of color for some strange reason.
Absolutely. And then to just do that to children.
And they call
then-
themselves Christians.
And they call themselves Christians, and then they sit by and watch the school shootings happen. And what do? They go out and buy more guns. But then they want to talk about abortion. They want to say that abortion is to save children. They don't care about children. They have shown that time and time again. So I cannot sit by anytime I hear these MAGA demons talking about the border and talking about immigration. Immigration is the shiny object that is keeping you from realizing that Trump is going to do nothing for you. Nothing. He has no plans. He has concepts of, he doesn't even have concepts of a plan. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
He has no plan.
He's worried about Kamala Harris working at McDonald's.
Right.
The so-called future president is so obsessed with this woman and her career at McDonald's.
He's terrified of her. That's the real truth. He's terrified of her because this black woman is going to beat him, and he knows it. And so he's running in circles trying to come up with something that he can say, something that he can do, something that is so outrageous that is going to take the attention away from her, like his whole thing about people eating, cats and dogs, which was
Yeah, he put a target on a group of people's back.
right. Legal immigrants.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
all this time that he's been saying, I just want people to do it the right way? BS. He doesn't care about people doing it the right way. It's racism. It's pure racism. And he doesn't stand for anything that has to do with the law because he's a lawbreaker himself. He doesn't care about the law.
He doesn't.
He
You're
does
totally
not care
right.
about the law.
You're totally right, PA. He doesn't care about the law, and his supporters, they don't care that he's a criminal. So
No,
why
they don't.
should we really even consider anything they believe at this point?
We shouldn't. At this point, they're just showing that they have immersed themselves in a cult. They
Nasty.
need a psychiatric evaluation. Their candidate needs to have like some mental health intervention as soon as possible. I don't know how his family sits by, watches him say all these outrageous, crazy thoughts that I think if all of us in the kingdom put our thoughts together and tried to come up with the stupidest thing that we could think of, we could not match Trump's level of stupidity. We could not.
Nope.
He is just so just off the deep end. So thank you, Suze, for what you do, for the way that you talk to them. You're
You're welcome.
patient.
You're welcome.
They can never escape the cooking. You cook
They can't.
them all. They all end up in the lake of fire.
I haven't met a Trump supporter who didn't want to jump into the lake. Now they just volunteer and jump in. So I'm going to help them get there, and they got to work and they got to live with that the rest of their natural lives. But all right, PA, thank you,
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful PA. No lies detected. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Do we have any of those MAGA women out there? All right. And the reason I like to talk to some of the MAGA women because I have a lot of conversations with them, usually offline. And what they end up telling me is, I don't want to be married to this MAGA maniac. That's what they call their partner, right? He's a MAGA maniac. All he does is Trump, Trump, Trump all day. He takes the money out of our savings account. We only got $50 in there. And he sends $49.99 to Donald Trump instead of using it to provide for the... I want to talk to those MAGA women out there, all right? So put a 1 in the chat if you're a MAGA woman and you believe Donald Trump should be the next president of the United States of America. Okay, oh, wait a second. Douglas, he said that I used to be a MAGA woman, so I'm assuming that's projection, because you know what we say, every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. Douglas, I believe, is saying he used to be a MAGA woman. So Douglas, come on up here. Come on up here, Douglas. I want to talk to you. Amy, I can't bring you up, Amy, because you do not have the ability to go live. All right. So put a 1 in the chat if you're a MAGA woman. All right, and you want to come up here and tell us how much you love Donald J. Trump? All right, actually, we had a woman yesterday come up here and say she would rather put her face in Donald Trump's dirty diaper. Did y'all see the video? It's on my page. These Trump supporters. Woo! Put a 1 in the chat. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a MAGA woman and you would like to get up here and profess your love for Donald J. Trump. Okay, look at that. We got it. All right, you saw the video? Okay, Butterfly, come on up. Amy, you don't have the ability to go live. Tara, thank you for the choo-choo train. Thank you, Tara. Okay, all right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Let's try. Maybe we could go back to the pool and get some of these MAGA men. All right. Okay, hold on. All right. Republican Party official, fine. You've begged me. You've twisted my arm. What do you got? What do you want to say to Zeus this morning? What do you want to say?
Just say you're honest, Zeus, but you didn't correct your guest.
Oh, what did I miss?
She sat there and made the false claim like Michelle Obama did during the DNC that Trump put kids in cages. And you know that those cages were built under whose administration, Zeus?
Bring the proof.
Let's see. AP fact check.
Bring it. Show me the screenshot.
You like AP fact
check?
Yeah,
you bring the screenshot.
Oh, absolutely. We'll show you right now, Zeus. You liar.
Yeah, bring the screenshot.
You dirty, dirty dog.
Oh, you stung.
Let's see. AP fact check. Michelle Obama and kids in cages. Beautiful, right? Beautiful.
What does it say?
Beautiful.
What does
Michelle
it say?
Obama assailed President Trump on Monday for ripping migrant children from their parents and throwing them into cages, picking up on a frequent and distorted point made widely by Democrats. She's right. Trump's now suspended policy at the U.S.-Mexico border separated thousands of children from families in a way that have not been done before. But what she did not say is that the very same cages were built and used in her husband's administration.
Oh, okay. So there's more to it, but it doesn't really mean Donald Trump didn't do it.
Correct.
There's just more to it.
Zeus.
There's just more to it. You haven't done anything. You haven't done anything, Republican Party official.
All cages.
We weren't talking about anything like that. We were talking about Donald Trump.
Your guest, Zeus.
Donald Trump and his
fact check your guest.
Are you over talking, Zeus? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Republican Party official number 1. I don't need you to come up in here and act like you're the CEO of anything. As far as I'm concerned, you've overstepped your boundaries. All right? And secondly, all you did was provided more context. I'm not worried about that. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss Republican Party official into the lake of fire. All right, so let's go ahead.
January 6th, Zeus. What's
You don't
3
want
US
that?
Code 15, Zeus? What's 3 US Code 15?
Okay, you want to know what it is? Ladies and gentlemen, Republican Party official, let's give him a round of booze and PA said she wanted to come back up here. Come up here, PA. You said you wanted to come back up here real quickly.
Yes, because thank you, Suze, because that is the same lie that these MAGA supporters keep repeating. So yes, it is true. Obama built those buildings. He built those buildings at a time where migrants were being kept in parking lots, sectioned off with fencing. So he built buildings, but those buildings had a different purpose. They were processing centers, and children were not to be kept for over 72 hours. When Trump came, he used the buildings that the Obama administration built to house children, and he did it by passing the zero tolerance policy. And that was Trump's policy written by his administration specifically to hold children, which later was rescinded. So that whole dog and pony show that he had up there is a straight up lie.
Bingo. And it was so easy to do to him. This is what we got. This is why we got to keep putting our foot on their necks, PA. Because out of all the stuff you said, that's the one thing he came up here with and embarrassed himself. All right? He lied like a dog.
They all repeat that same lie. Yes, the buildings were built.
Yeah.
But they were not to house children in them. And Trump kept children in there for years.
Separating them from their families and their mothers. He doesn't care if it's inhumane.
Yes, so just wanted to clarify that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful PA a round of applause. Yeah. And then you want to talk about January 6th? I've already steamrolled you about January 6th, all right? There's nothing a Trump supporter can say to Zeus that's going to convince me Donald Trump wasn't responsible for it. It's just too much evidence. That's why you got all these so-called hostages sitting in the jail cell. He's going to get up here and, Zeus, what is this USC code, blah, blah, blah. What it is guilty, all right? Why do you think Jack Smith just won yesterday? He's able to submit over 180 pages of living hell to Judge Tanya Chutkin that proves Donald Trump is guilty. You Trump supporters, you're really not that intelligent. You really aren't. I mean, it's embarrassing. You guys get out here every day and you're like a rat with some rat poison. Look at what I got. Look at what I got. It's gonna destroy you. All right, let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Who do we got next? All right. Who do we got next? All right. All righty then. Who do we have next? All right. I got to bring up my good friend Shay. All right, Shay. Good morning, Shay. How are you? And thank you, Sue, so much. Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah. It is. It is. We still have Trump supporters out here believing that they're right and the Democrats are wrong, even though they're losing bigly.
They're losing bigly. Yeah, they really are. I mean, Trump y'all need to check him. I think he's got dementia. Something's wrong. I mean, this is elder abuse by this point.
Yeah.
He literally put on Truth Social that he had a great day in Louisiana yesterday. You know where he was? Yesterday.
Tell him.
He was in Georgia. He was in Georgia. No,
Why would he say that?
At this point, guys, it's elder abuse at this point. So yeah.
Why would he say he was in Louisiana, Shay?
I think he was a little confused. Didn't know where he was. He needs help. Grandpa, get Grandpa out of there. Grandpa, he's a little lost. You're a little lost. Somebody needs to help him.
Any Trump supporters want to answer that question? Why did he say he was in Louisiana yesterday on his platform, Lie Central?
Yeah, it's shocking. I mean, if y'all want a chance at winning, you might want to take his phone away. I mean, he's screaming, I hate Taylor Swift. He's screaming that he cares about women. He's screaming that, women are sad and depressed, and he'll do everything to fix it. I just, every person you had up here is just knee deep into the dirt. Just knee deep. I'm shocked. Just insane. And sadly, that guy that well, he didn't vote for it. He was never on the left. Obviously, he didn't even vote.
Yeah.
So it tells you there. He literally saying, well, you know, Trump kept saying fake news, and after a while, it got to me. It got to me.
Woo!
I started believing his rhetoric, and I started believing all the fake news. What these Schmidt don't understand, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, we got to be friendly on this app.
Be nice. What these poor fellow Americans do not understand is that the reason he does that, and the only reason, he told Leslie Stahl this flat out.
Yeah.
If the news is negative to him, he will say it's fake.
Bingo.
Positive to him, he will say it's right.
Bingo.
So when he yells fake news, he's trying to tell you not to listen to what is coming out about him.
Keep going.
So this is, and you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. So have you, poor little person in here that was literally believed the fake news narrative, do you know that Adolf Schmittler literally said the words Lügenpresse? Lügenpresse means lying press. It is a fascist, authoritarian dictator move to make you not see the news. They don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to see the corruption. They want you blinded. And every single one of you that came up here are blinded by him. And it's really, really sad. It's really, really sad. Yeah, we know you don't care, conservative Democrat. You don't even care about anything. We're aware. You're a sad little soul, I swear. But that's what you guys have got to understand. And it's sad because it's working. And then you've got social media on top of it that is generating all this nonsense about eating cats and dogs and, high rates of crimes coming from undocumented immigrants and all of the stuff. And the thing about the 5,000 a day border crossing, do you know how many Mexicans and Americans cross the southern border daily for work? Are you aware of any of that? You might want to go.
What's the number? They seem to not care. And how many of them are actually employed by Republicans?
Most of them probably.
That's what I'm saying.
They're employed by large corporations to do a lot of the work in construction and things like that. I mean, it's thousands a day cross. That's why it's like when you guys talk about closing the border, you can't actually close the border. That makes no sense. So the border bill would have given more, right? So you had to slow the spigot in order to fix it, right? So you slow the spigot because at a point in time, we had about 10,000 a day crossing, right? So you slow the spigot, limit it to that so that we have the enough personnel that are down there. I'm not angry, idiot. I'm just giving you facts. My God, I'm sorry you don't like the truth. There's no anger in my voice.
MAGA is crashing out, Shay. I mean, whenever you shock them like you're doing it, and they can't defend Donald Trump saying leave the border open. There's no way around it.
No, there isn't. He killed the border bill, and that border bill would have put down more judges, more patrol, more everything. So if you slow the spigot down, we have time to process every single one of them. That's what we had to do. We had to slow the spigot down. And that bipartisan border bill written by James Lankford, a big conservative in Oklahoma, he's on record telling you that it was Donald Trump. He's on record educating you about that bill. That bill wasn't perfect, but it was the most conservative border bill you were ever going to get, Republicans. Because the Democrats also understand that it needed to be slowed down.
Yeah.
The Democrats understand there's an issue going on. And they were behind getting a very conservative border bill to handle it.
We sure were.
And so you guys have absolutely nothing on the border.
Nothing.
We've been trying to fix it. Finally, Joe just did the executive order. So all of a sudden, all the crossings are down. He's done what he needed to do, but he wanted a bill. He wanted legislation. We've been needing an immigration bill for 40 years because it was opened up by Reagan, by the way. Those asylum laws were all Reagan. Those are all Reagan.
Tell him, Shay.
So we're fighting they're actually coming here legally and claiming asylum. That's the fact. That's why we keep telling you that people aren't illegal, right? Now, if they're falsely claiming asylum, that is an illegal thing to do, but that
Yeah.
has to be worked out in a process.
Bingo.
Look up look up the deportations that are already happening and all of that. So, good Lord,
No,
what are y'all
no,
gonna do?
but we got to keep getting the truth out here, though, Shay, because it's not just MAGA that's listening. It's regular Americans. They listen to this show, and there's things you're saying that might not necessarily be well known to them. So it's good that we have to get out here and repeat it like this. All right?
Absolutely, and PA nailed it. I was going to say that about whatever his name is, Operation Thunderpants. I don't know what his name was, but he came up here all like, yes, Obama built the detention centers. Y'all love to use the word cages. It's interesting. He built the detention centers. He was the porter in chief. He actually was handling the border very well, right?
Yeah.
And so, but what he didn't do is he didn't separate children from their parents in order to stop them from crossing.
And Trump did.
That's a fact. Yes, in fact, we still have thousands missing.
And that's a humanitarian crisis. This is what makes Donald Trump unfit. He's unethical no matter what he does. Unethical to the highest level. All right, Shay. Well, listen, thank you so much. All right.
Wasn't you Operation? Well, whatever. One Trumpy after another. You all look the same and all sound the same. Ridiculous as heck. So anyway, don't care. You're all the same, honestly. Lost in the sauce. That's what I like to say, whether Stacey likes it or not. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. We are winning. Keep up the energy. Get out and vote. Check your voter registration, everybody, because we're purging rolls. Know when the last day to register is to vote. Also know if you have to go in person, like Texas. Boy, they're trying everything because Texas is going blue, baby. So let's do it. Be on top of it. Inform everybody. Make sure everybody's checking it.
All right.
Be smart. Make a plan on voting. When you're voting, make a plan. Just in case things get waylaid, get a car broken down. Make a plan. Make a plan.
Tell them, Shay.
All right. Love you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay Notarized Detective. Republican Party official. Just sit down and take notes, all right? Because you're wrong, all right? Don't just get in the box for the sake of arguing, all right? Get in the box for the sake of having an honest conversation, all right? It's not us who need to get out of the cult. It's you. Put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a MAGA-possessed individual. All right? Put a 1 in the chat. You believe Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread for this country. And you were here in the United States while he was president. I want to talk to you. Seriously. Oh, we got a volunteer. Who do we got this time? Joe Bergschneider. Joe Bergschneider. Oh, come on up in the box, all right? Folks want to hear from you. Good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're a Trump supporter?
I mean, I support the Conservative Party, yes.
I mean, you're MAGA.
I wouldn't say MAGA.
Were you voting for Trump?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, can I ask an honest question? Why wouldn't you just openly say you're MAGA and come out? Just come out.
Because that's not the name of the party. The name of the party is Republicans.
No. The real Republicans, they're done with Trump. Trump is the Republican Party, and he's MAGA. I mean, he's the Republican Party. He's MAGA. Correct?
Didn't the Democrats years ago invite all the illegals to come here?
Wait a second, Joe. What the heck was that?
Didn't they?
I need a whistle sound. What did you just do? Honestly, what did you just do that's gotten me a little flustered? What did you just do?
They invited them to come here.
No. What did you just do that got me a little flustered? What was I talking about? Immigration?
No, the lady was before that.
Okay, but what was I talking about?
Oh, you're talking about MAGA.
Why did you just do that little pivot right there? Why do you guys do that so much? It's don't you think that's annoying?
Everybody does that. Come on.
No. I mean, imagine you have you work, you run your own business or something?
No, I just work.
Okay, what industry, if you don't mind? I'm just curious.
Corrections.
Okay, corrections. So you go in corrections and you got to fill out some paperwork and give me the paperwork and they're asking you maybe about an incident and you go, oh, you're asking me about an incident. You know what? I just bought a brand new Chevy. You don't do that at work.
Of course not.
So why do y'all think y'all can get away with that here on TikTok?
Well,
because I honestly
you
think
guys,
I think you should be able to defend the position
but
that
you
you've
only
taken.
bring up certain positions. You want to control the conversation.
That's fine. Then you should be a master at this. Why don't Trump supporters want to defend the positions that we're raising? As far as I'm concerned, they're the most concerning. For instance, I think it's very concerning to have a person in the White House as president when we know they're a convicted felon, right? We know they don't have good morals, all right? Those are solid concerns, and I believe anybody that supports Donald Trump should be able to clearly articulate why I shouldn't be concerned about those things. And it goes both ways. If Kamala Harris had some stuff going on, me supporting her, you should be able to come to me and ask me why I'm still supporting her in light of those valid concerns.
Did you vote for her in the primaries in 2020?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When I voted for Joe Biden, I voted for Kamala Harris. And so I don't want you to even worry about Democrat business. But you see what you just did, though. You see what you just did? You just pivoted again.
I just needed to get a little more about you. That's all.
Yeah, but you just pivoted again.
It's not pivoting.
I asked two questions. One, why don't you want to be called MAGA? But then number two, right? Why do you think it's acceptable to keep pivoting and not defending your position?
So one, I've never been MAGA. I've never even talked about MAGA. So that's why I don't want to be called MAGA.
What does MAGA stand for?
Making America Great Again.
Why don't you want to do that?
That is a loaded question. MAGA, I think in your guys' eyes, represents racism. And I think going that route takes away from what conservatives truly want. It's a bad label.
That's probably the most honest thing you've said. It's a bad label. So you have a president, a former president, who's now running to be reelected and campaigning on a bad label. And you still support this person.
No. Bad label in your guys' eyes. You guys have made it a bad label.
Okay, it's not a bad label in your eyes?
It's not that I think it's a bad label. I think you guys want it to be a bad label. You guys want it to represent racism. So I don't want to sit here and come on and go MAGA and then you think, oh, this guy's racist.
So the thing about MAGA that I believe makes MAGA bad is the fact that we know racists call themselves MAGA and vote for Donald Trump. We know that.
When I think of MAGA, like what I want it to believe it is he wants to bring jobs back here. He wants inflation to come down.
Jesus Christ. You
see that? Better airports, bridges, roads, schools.
So infrastructure.
Like I'm in Illinois, so for
wait.
School choice is huge.
Wait a second. So infrastructure. Joe Biden and Vice President Harris helped pass infrastructure. But let's get back to the MAGA business. And it seems so trivial, right?
Well, Trump is trying to pass infrastructure, but no Democrats are going to vote for it. Just the way you guys say that he shot down the border bill. Every Democrat did that while he was in office. They wasted time on the Russia collusion.
Wow. Joe, do you see what you're doing?
It's politics. It's a game. It's the same thing you're doing.
This conversation,
both parties need to stop doing.
This conversation started with MAGA.
Hold on, I'm on a live. Oh, we got a baby having diarrhea.
Okay, well, take care of that.
Man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Joe is a pivoting expert and has to go take care of the baby.
It's good talking to you, man.
Yeah. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of business. You take care of the baby with the explosive guts. All right, poor baby. All right, sorry, but I got to do this to your father. All right, supposedly this is your father. Yeah, he is possessed with the MAGA demon. We couldn't even get the conversation off the ground, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we couldn't even get off the ground because he couldn't agree that he's MAGA, which shows me he's possessed with the MAGA demon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give that previous guest, Joe, a round of boos and shades. All right, put a 1 in the chat, please. If you are a Trump supporter, all right, I want to hear from you. All right, seriously, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, I'm looking for an honest broker of the truth when it comes to MAGA. And these questions, like the previous guest said, they're very, very trivial. Every Trump supporter should be able to confidently answer these questions. I'm not asking you to give me the derivative of a function or anything like that. I'm not asking you to do an integral. I'm simply asking Trump supporters to explain simple things. All right? And I can't find one that's real honest and able to do it. All right, let's bring up the next panelist. I see Rich, put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, real quick. We don't got much time, ladies and gentlemen. This show is almost wrapping up, and we need to hurry up and get this out of the way. All right, what an interesting show. Put a 1 in the chat. Yeah. Diane, cut it out. That is funny. I've never heard that in the background. Conservative D, no, you're not. You're a confused individual. All right, put a 1 in the chat, please. If you are a Trump supporter and you believe Donald Trump is the best thing for this country since sliced bread. All right, Little Hawk is out there getting them. All right. And the reason that I want to have this conversation with you is right, Heaven. Yeah, the reason I want to have these kind of conversations is because I think we're getting closer and closer to the election, and Trump supporters should really be able to articulate why they believe putting somebody who's been found liable of essaying, who has been convicted, who's been indicted on multiple fronts, who's been impeached twice, they got to be able to explain to the American people why they believe he deserves a second chance at being president. And I'm honestly looking for a MAGA. All right, put a 1 in the chat. We don't got much time, ladies and gentlemen. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you want to get up here and profess your love for Donald Trump. All right, it's not that difficult. Uh-oh, we see one. I mean, don't be scared. You got Rambo, Trump as Rambo. Remember, I brought up Micon. All right, Mike, and I don't know how to pronounce that name. Uh-huh. Why are all the so-called Trumpers, why are so-called Trumpers afraid to actually come up here and have a conversation with Zeus? Remember, I'm wrong, you're right. Remember? So this should be a cakewalk for you. They are crazy. I do agree. All right. I see we're not getting any traction with these deranged Trump supporters today. Wonder why. Oh, Soul Snatcher. There you go. All right. And then we're going to ping pong it. You know, I like to bring MAGA up, and then I like to bring up, people in their right mind. All right. I'm not Sambo. Oh, my God. Soul Snatcher.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm all right. What are you doing right now? Are you on a farm somewhere? Are you in a tractor?
No, actually, I'm sitting in a semi getting unloaded.
Oh, okay. Are you driving the truck right now, or are you standing outside and the truck is just loud like that? Thank you.
It's just I'm inside the sleeper.
Oh, okay. Somebody's banging on the door.
Yeah, I just got unloaded.
Oh, okay. You wanna come on back because you
government pizza.
Oh my God, that's a MAGA demon in their habitat. Yeah, I gotta get. There's a lot going on. Yeah, that was a MAGA demon right in their habitat. Oh my God, slurring their words, dragging. I think he ordered a pizza. Yeah, I've never dealt with that. Listen, oh my gosh, I've never dealt with that. Put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to defend your daddy, Donald Trump, all right? Put a 1 in the chat. Y'all heard that, right? I got him out of here. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat. All right, we don't got all morning to do this, ladies and gentlemen. There's other people That we got places. Oh, wow, Sue! Thank you so much, Sue. W Sue in the chat. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, put W Sue in the chat. That was awesome and incredible. You know, it's always a pleasure when you. No, I'm not from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm in the Bay Area. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right. I'm listening. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. These people want to hear from you, and we don't got much time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. I see somebody out there. I knew we were going to find one. Oh, DB, you don't have the ability to go live. So sorry. All right. So sorry, DB. Yes, W Sue. Thank you, Rick. All right. I guess we're gonna going once, going twice. Thank you, Rick. Sold. All right. What we will do then is we will move on to our next panelist. Good morning. Cold as the days. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom. I mean, obviously, we got a lot of scared Trump supporters out there now. What's got them so scared?
Kamala Harris, VP Kamala Harris.
I got it.
And the fact that she's going to dog walk Donald Trump in November.
You think so?
Yeah, I believe so. I definitely believe so. These folks want to, you notice how they want to revision history because facts don't fit their narrative.
Yeah.
So it's like, they think that during the pandemic and Donald Trump's entire term, that we weren't somehow in this country or even on this planet. So we didn't live through his presidency and the after effect.
You heard that previous guest. They tried to get in here and say they were doing better 4 years ago, right?
Yeah. Well, as Rick Ross said, were they really eating or were they stealing? The only people that feel like they were doing so much better were people who were probably doing just as much fraudulent stuff as Donald Trump while he was in there,
And we getting that. So we're getting at these so-called brothers, these brothers out here that claim they was getting a check.
Yeah.
Y'all better wake up.
Getting a check. They probably were getting a check, and how a lot of them got caught up was we know during the first pandemic legislation, which was the CARES Act. The only reason why it was passed and signed by Donald Trump was because the Republicans or GOP made sure that there was no regulation and oversight.
Right.
So
setting them up.
The reason why a lot of these dummies went out there with their fraudulent documentation and information and went and applied for these PPPs. But see, the same way he set up the dummies that went to the Capitol on January 6th, he set them up too. He knew that once he lost that election, that they weren't going to focus so much of their energy going after him for all of the money that he and his administration enriched themselves from the CARES Act money. They were going to go after the little folks. So those idiots that went out there and, like I said, brought out the fraudulent information and got PPP loans at the same time getting unemployment money. So how are you a business owner who needs a PPP in order to retain your employees?
Right.
But yet you got unemployment.
Make that make sense.
Fraud. Big old fraud. That's the reason why they can relate to Trump, and that's the reason why they say, well, he's got a mugshot, so he can relate to us. No, he can relate to you because we aren't criminals.
Yeah.
We aren't criminals. We don't be out here criming, so we can't relate to him.
Amen.
But yeah, that's the reason why they can relate to him and all that stuff about how they live better. Like I stated before when I came up a while back, the most I've ever paid for eggs was in 2020, and that was $3.49.
Yeah.
Per dozen.
So you're saying when they get in here and they say that they're suffering right now financially, you don't buy it?
No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I was behind a lady that was in a 2023 or 24, because you can pretty much kind of tell how new the vehicle is by the way the lights are put in, because that'll change like the different the different years of the make. So she's got a big old Trump 2024 bumper sticker on her car. But I'm just wondering, how you got that car during Biden-Harris administration?
Bingo.
You couldn't afford that car when Trump was in office? So she was thriving under Biden, but her delusion told her that the reason why she was able to get a 2023 or a 2024 Mercedes-Benz was because of Trump.
Wow. Driving $80,000 trucks, complaining about the prices of eggs. Yep.
Right, and the price of gas. You out here in the G-Wagon complaining about the price of gas.
Stop it. Stop
It's
it.
sad.
Yes.
But one thing I did want to actually speak on, because I was born and raised here in Missouri. I've been all over the world due to the fact that I grew up in a military household.
Yeah.
So one thing I would like to say is I really want to say to Marcellus Winston, rest in power.
Yeah.
Because I went to elementary and middle school with Marcellus, and we were actually the same age.
Yeah.
So to know that here in this and I can't stand the governor that we have here. He's a piece of crap. And people say, well, you guys elected him in 2018. No, we didn't. No, we did not. You all remember he took over. If people are from Missouri, they have to remember he was the lieutenant governor. He was actually installed after Eric Greitens was booted from office after he was forced to resign.
Wow.
And then the idiots did, however, shoot down a great Democratic candidate, Nicole Galloway,
right?
Who was running against him, and they did foolishly elect him for a full term. So now he can't run again. So now there's another idiot in the GOP that they're trying to put up there to run for governor. But that piece of crap, he knew for a fact that DNA evidence, the family of the victims realized that Marcellus was innocent. They pleaded with him that they did not want this execution to go through. The prosecutors, the jurors who even were there who handed down the guilty verdict on Marcellus even said that they made a mistake. The organization that fights for wrongfully convicted individuals had all this stuff laid out. The prosecutor, the defense, everybody. There were millions of signatures on the petition signed in order to at least stay so that they could actually get another appearance in front of a court so that all this stuff can be laid out. They did not want that. He did not want that. And in my opinion, and a lot of the people here in this state and across the country, that was nothing more than a modern day lynching of an innocent black man. And for all these maggots out here that want to sit up and talk about how, he was guilty, he was guilty. You all don't care about truth. You all don't care about innocence, because if you did, you wouldn't be following a clown like Donald Trump, because he is in fact guilty. 34-time convicted felon, guilty. Adjudicated assayer and rapist, guilty. Found liable. He is a adjudicated fraudster. The man lied over 33 times during his presidency, and probably from 2020 to 2024, probably another 33,000 times. It might be 68,000 times.
Yeah. Over 100,000 times.
Yeah,
easy.
He's a lot, and these people, and I look at it like this: the same people that are basically trying to trash Marcellus Winston's name are probably the same people that support Donald Trump. They have no reality. They live on Earth 45, and the truth, they couldn't see the truth if it bit them in the butt. And the whole reason why they were in favor of this man being executed was because he was a black man.
Wow.
Point blank, period. And the only reason why they support Donald Trump is because, again, he hates the same people they do.
Amen. Wow. Tell them, Cole, as the days. Go ahead and tell the truth and shame the devil out here.
Yeah,
all right, these people need to do better.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. But what's going to be better is when she walks the floor with him in November. So everybody, we keep saying it across all platforms, across all liberal or democratic platforms. We have people out here saying it in the media. make sure that you keep checking your voter registration, because all across the country, and specifically in red states and in red cities, they are purging the voter roll so that your vote won't count. They hope that you're not paying attention, because in most states there's a deadline to where if it's not eradicated or fixed, you will not be able to vote in November.
Tell them.
So please get out there, check your voter registration. We are in the what they say, we are in the end game right now. We are in the end game, and we need to make sure that we get out there, we vote blue down ballot. This is not a time to, I need to do you should have been doing your research before the primaries. You should have been doing your research on the local level. But right now in November, we need to vote down ballot blue. We need to get Kamala Harris in there and Tim Walz, and we need to give them a Democratic House and the Senate, so more meaningful legislation can get passed and we can keep on steamrolling these MAGA demons.
Amen. Well, listen up, cold as the day. I appreciate everything you just said, and we're going to help make sure Donald Trump gets defeated at the ballot box this November by this woman, Vice President Kamala Harris. All right?
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Show Cole as the day some love. Let's give her a beautiful round of applause. Round of applause. This is what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We get out here and we tell the truth. Thank you so much. All right, all right. Put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a Trump supporter, and you put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. You know who this is?
Good evening, Pennsylvania.
Your next president.
Can we please hear it from Mary Grace?
Get used to it.
It's good to be back.
It's coming, MAGA.
Hi, everyone.
It's coming. Don't you feel the energy?
Okay. We got some business to handle. Okay.
We got some MAGA business to handle, too.
So let me start by saying to everyone here, thank you for all you are doing and for taking the time to be here this evening.
You hear the love.
One of the things that I love about everyone who is here and what we are
Kamala
doing.
lost the debate.
In the midst of this moment where there are people trying to divide us as a nation, trying to make people feel small and feel alone, these are moments that remind all of us that we are all in this together as one loving community.
Hold on. Greetings. Good morning. Who is this?
Good morning, man.
Hey, welcome to the show. Saw something you put in the chat, and I guess the mods flagged it, said you need to be heard. Is there something you would like to say to us?
Oh, yeah, I just said Kamala lost the debate.
You mean Kamala? How did she lose, in your opinion?
Well, she opened up making a few false statements.
Did she end up in the spin room?
What are you talking about, spin room?
Oh, that's where Trump went after he got beat. He had to go out there and try to spin that thing that he just got beat in, right? In a way that folks like you would believe. You know,
well, Trump won on abortion. He won on tariffs. Kamala lied.
Then why won't he debate her again? Why is he a chicken?
Well, y'all said that before he beat her and before he beat Biden.
No. Again, you're making things up. If he steamrolled to Kamala, he should have done it again. The way I recall that
abortion.
The way that I
listen, Kamala lied.
The way that I saw this, when they first got on the stage, Kamala went over into his airspace and she shook his hand. You remember that?
I saw it's performative.
She asserted her dominance at that moment. Throughout the whole debate, Donald Trump refused to look at her. He couldn't handle, because he knows mentally she's 100 times sharper than him. Policy wise, she's got him cooked. Why did she lie about the bloodbath hoax? She didn't. She didn't. No.
She falsely claimed that he wanted to ban abortion nationwide, which is a lie.
Okay. Let me ask you a serious question.
Did Donald Trump? That's a lie. Focus on the lie.
No. Maybe that's just misstating.
Refute her lie. Try to say she didn't lie.
She tied it to the wrong thing. That was an honest mistake. But the consequences of it weren't as bad as when that moment.
Sir.
So when Kamala said, "I'm going to do something off script," I think she said something along the lines is, "I'm going to invite all of you to attend his rallies." And then she said,
New York rally the other day?
Listen to what I'm saying. And then she said,
"Did you see that New York crowd, brother?
Did you see when she went?" And people are leaving his rallies. And I saw Donald Trump literally snap. He had what I call a bit of a nasty, a perilous moment emotionally. And instead of responding to the question about immigration, he then turned around and started repeating baseless claims and conspiracies. And ever since then,
it's all performative, sir.
And ever since then, he's just been crying all over the internet. So when you get on my platform and you say Donald Trump won the debate, I'm asking you, which debate are you talking about, bro?
Well, he won the abortion topic. He perfectly explained it.
No.
He perfectly, yes, sir. He perfectly explained it while Kamala lied.
Okay, stop it. It's Kamala.
It's Kamala.
It's Kamala. All right. So we're gonna ask you.
Kamala lied.
Can you elevate your communication skills at all, or are you just going to act primitive the rest of the show?
Okay, so let's move on to the bloodbath. Why did she lie about the bloodbath claim?
Are you going to elevate your communication skills, or are you going to remain primitive? Because I need to make sure I'm talking to somebody at my level, or at least able to go to the next level. What I don't want to engage
that she lost the abortion claim, and you conceded that.
No, I did. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You know why?
You know why? She lied and misspoke. You say she misspoke, but she lied.
If you look at the polling, Kamala's polling better with women than Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump won it, he would have to be polling better with women. The truth of the matter is Donald Trump is cooked when it comes to that topic because he's the reason it is an issue. It wouldn't have been an issue if he didn't pack the court. It wouldn't have been an issue if he didn't pack the court with those conservative justices. He shouldn't even have to defend this if it was a great thing. So stop it.
Well, he perfectly explained it and why it's sitting at the states is more fair. No, he didn't lie, sir.
Jesus Christ. How old are you?
I'm probably your age.
Okay. Aren't you a little too old to be believing everything Donald Trump says at this point?
That's not the case, though. We already agreed that she lied. You said she misspoke, but she lied.
No. I said she misspoke.
Right, but she lied, and if
what are the
lied.
Let me give you an example of what I mean. What are the consequences of her saying that? What are the consequences?
What are the consequences of Kamala saying that Trump incited violence when he did not?
Kamala.
Dude, shut up about her name. I don't care how you say her name. She doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then, if you don't care, I guess I'm not gonna care either. Apparently,
the consequences of the bloodbath lie.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you the consequences of
assassination attempts.
Yeah. Keep crying for your daddy. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've been waiting for. Another deranged Trump supporter who's obviously in love with Donald Trump and probably wants to also put his face in Donald Trump's dirty diaper. Mm-hmm.
False as well.
No. Yeah. So now he's getting in the box and trying to pretend like he's somehow the victim. Well, you know what I do to these so-called victims who support Donald Trump? You know what I want to do to this victim right here, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go ahead and warm the fart. Let's go ahead and warm the furnace up, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in sending that deranged, MAGA-possessed individual straight into the lake of fire where he belongs. Unfortunately, you can't save them all. Let's give him a huge round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Your assessment of the circumstances at hand is truly unique. Let's talk about it.
Translation: you done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Yeah. It doesn't take much. All you do is you shock these people with facts. What really came out, and it came out when I hit play on Vice President Kamala Harris, his racism and his misogyny. He gets in, she won the debate. Well, she won the debate. Why is he polling so terrible? Huh? If it was so easy. I mean, this is a person, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you know Donald Trump and his supporters are done. Supposedly, there's been 2 attempts, on his life, right? There's people who actually do not like Donald Trump out there that are willing to go far in places I do not advise anyone. I'm like, you know what? Let's have the conversation, but there's no place for political violence. All right. But he's got that going on, and it's not helping people feel sorry for him. That's wild to me. Then he goes and has a debate with Kamala Harris. And this is after he supposedly beat Joe Biden, right? He beat Joe Biden. When he beat Joe Biden, he bragged. He couldn't stop bragging about beating Joe Biden. Oh, I beat Biden. Ever since that debate, he's been mad quiet about what happened on that stage with Kamala Harris. He lied. He put people's lives in danger. He placed a target on the back of a group of people in this country. As a matter of fact, we found out yesterday it was so bad that there's been new charges filed against Donald Trump. Did you hear about this? New charges because of what he and his vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, have said on the debate stage in relationship to those lies about folks eating cats and dogs. How could you really get up here and try to say Donald Trump won that debate? No one buys that, not even Donald Trump. So keep sending him your money. Keep being foolish. All right? Keep being manipulated. Show up at the Capitol on January 6th, because he's going to try it again. It'll be January 6th 2.0. Show up there and pay that ultimate price to Donald Trump. Give him everything. Okay, and I do mean everything. I mean, grab those ankles for him. I already had one of them come up here yesterday and say, I would put my face in his dirty diaper. So I know you're nasty. We know they're nasty. You don't care that he's an adjudicated rapist. You don't care that he's a convicted felon. You don't care that he stole America's secrets and is colluding with Russia. He did it before. He's going to do it again. You don't care. And then you want to get up here and try to take a position on morality? Absolutely not. You Trump supporters are delusional. You're in a cult. And that's why I get up here every day with my friends out here. All right? And we bring it to you every single morning. Just wave after wave of truth. Truth you can't handle. I know what happened when Obama became president. All your racism came out in the background, right? And when Obama got out, you couldn't wait to install Donald Trump to get back at America for voting for a president, the first black president. I'm going to get America back. We're going to put Donald Trump in there and take our country back. And you thought that was going to work. But guess what? Donald Trump didn't get 2 terms. He got impeached twice and indicted. Convicted. That plan backfired. And guess who's now coming behind all of that?
So thank you all for the time you've taken to be here this evening. I want to thank also all the incredible leaders, including Governor Shapiro, who you heard from earlier.
You hear that?
Senator Bob Casey, who we will re-elect
You hear that?
to the United States Senate.
Real leadership.
And Mayor Brown, and thank you, Mayor, for the warm welcome.
I'm not going to give you everything, but I want you to listen to this.
All right. So, Pennsylvania, 3 days ago, Donald Trump and I had our debate. We watched it.
This is what really happened. All right. You say he won. All these people cheering for Kamala, including myself and people in the chat, that's not the story we got. Apparently, they're so thrilled about what she did during the debate.
So here's the thing. So I take it many people here watched it. So you'll remember that night I talked about issues that matter to families across America, like bringing down the cost of living, investing in America's small businesses, protecting reproductive freedom.
All the areas that previous guest says Donald Trump won in, apparently he must not be really following what's happening in this country.
And keeping our nation safe and secure. But that is not what we heard from Donald Trump.
Uh-oh.
Instead, it was the same old show. The same tired playbook we've heard for years with no plan on how he would address the needs of the American people.
You hear this?
Well, folks, it's time to turn the page.
All right. And so that's what I want MAGA to remember if they don't remember anything else about this show today. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here, all right? Did we not have a great show? We cooked a lot of these Trump supporters today. It's sad that y'all really going to go out like this. Just a bunch of crybabies and losers, all right? I want to give a special thank you to all of the subscribers, the moderators, the panelists, and my gifters. You all have done an outstanding job helping to keep this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining. I'll see you all tomorrow, same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. All right, I also want to give the final round of booze and shame to all the Zeus haters out there, all right? Am I right, Sue? Am I right, Rick? These Zeus haters, they get on TikTok day in and day out and promote misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They promote hatred, evil, misogyny, bigotry, xenophobia, all kinds of corruption and criminality for their orange cult leader, Donald J. Trump. Trust me when I tell you this, folks. These folks are the worst of the worst, and they are truly the scum of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here, all right? And you know what we must do? Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. It's over, MAGA. It really is. He's crying. Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do. Hey! You know what we came to do. I love you too. Seriously, it's over, MAGA. Hey, hey! Let's go, let's go. Angel! We're gonna help Kamala Harris get in that White House. Yes! Yes! I gotta give you the song, huh? I still got to. I'll give it to you tomorrow. Remind me. Yay! Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you for the superpowers, girl mom. Let's go. Vote blue. Make sure you check to make sure you're registered to vote, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and get out there and do what you got to do. That's dope, Heaven. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Woo! Angel, thank you. Don't we know how to have fun on the Democrat side? We know how to have fun. Trump supporters? No. Plain as can be. A bunch of anger, a bunch of this. We have a lot more fun as Democrats, right? Come on, we know how to turn up, right? Let's go. Yay! Let's go. right, let's wrap things up and get up out of here. Before we do, you know what we got to do? We got to end it on a nice note. All right. Let's see.
I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me to put country above party and self, to hold sacred America's fundamental principles, from the rule of law to free and fair elections, to the peaceful transfer of power.
You hear that? And then I want to make sure we say this last piece.
Elected as vice president, before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, I've mentioned, of California, and before that I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And I do too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.